Bird here with Holton Healing Arts Shaman School, coming at you today a little bit hot. I want to talk about shamanic journey work and working with the drum. So there is a difference between sound healing and shamanic journey. Shamanic journey isn't actually about having the drum. Shamanism is not actually about having a drum. Just drumming doesn't make you a shaman. Having a buffalo drum doesn't make you a shaman. Being a sound healer with a buffalo drum is not necessarily the same as shamanic journey. So actually, for journey work, a drum isn't needed at all, although I recommend it and I believe that it is a big piece of heart in the experience. It's also not required or the thing that does it. So really quickly, what is shamanic journey? Shamanic journey is similar to meditation in that you are focusing your awareness on your subconscious or the superconscious or the spirit realm. And why it's different than meditation is meditation has us focus on a fixed object or presence, and anything that is a distraction, we watch it and allow it to move through our system. With journey, we actually follow the things that come into our awareness and see where they lead us with a specific intention in mind. So why is the drum used for shamanic journey? Well, in the way science would explain this, the repetitive sound of a drum actually drops you into the theta wave state. And this is where you have access to intuitive knowing or spiritual awareness or, dream state. All of these things exist here. So we actually are able to access more of our awareness and understanding and capacities when we are in this state. And it's a very light trance state. So that repetitive sound that is facilitated through the drum helps, but it's not actually needed. You don't actually need a drum to do this. I actually remember years ago, I was hiking with a friend of mine and we were both doing shamanic work at the time. And I remember I was pretty new on the path. And I remember him saying, "Hey, do you want to do a journey right now?" We had found a really beautiful spot. We were kind of inspired. And I was like, "Oh, that's a great idea." But neither of us brought our drums. And he's like, "It's okay." And then he just picked up 2 sticks and started hitting the sticks together. Right. And we were able to stand there and journey together in that moment. So, if you are working with a drum and journey work, what I wanted to share today is a few tips to help you facilitate deeper shifts for your clients, to help you understand the difference between sound healing and journey work, what journey work is, and how to deliver powerful journey work to your clients. So, when I start, before I ever do a journey circle, I begin to tune into the field and what wants to happen, often weeks before the actual event. I don't actually make the event around a theme. I allow the theme to reveal itself to me. And when I can find that prayer and that belief in me for what feels like wants to happen, I can facilitate pretty big shifts without actually saying anything or needing to demonstrate or prove or get credit for what I attempted to facilitate. The same is true when we're in the actual journey. You can ask yourself, what is present? What wants to happen? So while you're facilitating others, I both journey for myself and keep an eye on the people in the circle. So I visualize the circle of people and I keep track of where their energy is. Does it feel like they've dropped off? Can I not track them anymore? Is it really distracted? Is it having trouble dropping in? So for instance, if I notice somebody has dropped off and they're maybe not present anymore, one of the things that I do is I send a bird team around the circle, and this helps to herd the people back in and bring them in closer and maintain the boundaries around our circle. Right. And often people actually see this in their journey. It's not uncommon for in a journey circle for several people to mention and name seeing the birds that are in my bird team that relate to when I'm sending them around the circle. Right. So another example is if I'm noticing I'm having trouble dropping in, or I haven't dropped in to my journey myself, and I'm actually kind of like in the surface level or kind of thinking, that also means that somebody in the group is doing the same thing. And that means at least one other person in our circle is also having trouble dropping in. So for me to facilitate them dropping in deeper, I need to do it myself. So I open the pathway by allowing myself to drop in deeply into my journey and catching myself when I start to come out of it and bringing myself back in and dropping deeper. In shamanic journey work, since often we are in a group together, it's likely that people will experience similar things, or messages will cross over from one journey to the other, or people will hold different teachings for other people in the circle. This is because everything's connected, you know? And one of the major powers or benefits of journey work is that we can allow ourselves and allow others to actually see these connections, like in the 3D in a short period of time. And then this gives us validation for what we experienced in our journey, and others validation for what they've experienced in their journey. And this repeated validation is what builds trust in ourselves, in what we're seeing and experiencing and feeling, and the information that we're getting from spirit. And the more we trust ourselves, the more we can do without actually even needing validation. And so if you're facilitating shamanic journey, and again, this is very different than drumming for sound healing or for energy healing. This is facilitating this actual process for others working with the spirit realm. And what's very important in shamanic journey work as well is, of course, integration. So in the integration process, we get to discover or uncover the teachings from our journeys and see what came through the energetic field together as a group. Again, because I have information for you and you have information from me, and we have our individual needs and healings, and then we have the teaching that's coming through our group. And this is the power of group journey work. Now, you certainly can facilitate journey work with one other client, but even if you're doing that, it's still essentially a circle where you both have information for each other. And as a facilitator, your job is to track where that person is and help open up the pathways so they can drop deeper and have a bigger connection and experience exactly what they need from the spirit world right then to help them with their intention. So if you're new to shamanism and want to learn more about shamanic healing and are interested in experiencing shamanic journey, you're invited to my live online event, The Path of the Shamanic Healer. And there we'll explore the 4 core permission blocks on the healer's path, and we will learn about shamanic journey and journey together. Plus, this month, I'm including a free Discover Your Magic Gifts call. And with that, you get to get help becoming clear on your purpose and the next step for you in bringing your unique spiritual gifts forward. If you'd like to learn more about that, drop an emoji in the comments and I'll reach out to you, or you can find the link in the bio. Thanks for joining me today.